morning, friends. I am so excited to be here today. Are you? Let's start by singing our good morning song. You ready? Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. It is time to start our day. We will learn and work and play. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. Good job singing, friends. So let's say good morning to mummies and daddies and to brothers and sisters. And we'll say good morning to Mr. Sean and good morning to Theo. And good morning to me, Miss Tracy. Good morning, friends. Bonjour, mes amis. All right. So I want to know how you're feeling today. Can you tell me? Great job. So today I'm feeling pretty happy. So I'm in the green zone today. Do you know what zone you're in? Great job. So let's get started with our day. We have lots to talk about today. All right, let's figure out what day of the week it is. So hold up your 2 fingers and your 5 fingers. How many fingers does that make? 7. Good job. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Excellent. Can we sing our song in French? Hold up your 2 fingers and your 5 fingers just like this. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Dimanche, lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi. Great job. Do you know what day of the week it is? So yesterday it was Monday, which means today is Tuesday. Good job. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and we're going to have some fun. All right, we figured out that it's Tuesday, but we need to figure out what number it is. So grab your pointers and your circle timesheets, and let's do some counting. All right, so I need to move Tuesday here and our today star. And then we're going to start by counting this number right here. What number is this? 1. Good job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1 and 6 is 16. So let's write that down. We would write it just like this. Tuesday, June 16. 1, 6. So we would say Tuesday, June 16th. Good job. All right, so now we figured out the day of the week and the number. We need to figure out the weather. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather, everyone? Is it snowy? Is it cloudy? Is there rain or is there sun? Can you use your looking eyes to look outside the window and tell me what weather you see where you are? Great job. So where I am, if I look out the window, it's a little bit cloudy. So I'm going to put the clouds up in the sky. It's also a little bit windy. And it's also just a little bit sunny. The weather panda is going to wear his pants, his sneakers, and his t-shirt. All right. So we figured out the date and the weather. Now it's time to read our story. So today I've got a kind of summer story to read to you about being a bee. I'm a good listener, read me a book. My hands are in my lap and at Miss Tracy I look. When she sees I'm ready, she will say, here is the story I have for you today. Being a bee. So what sound do bees make? Bzzz. Good job. Buzz, buzz, buzz. It's a sunny summer's day and bees are busy flying from flower to flower. A bee is a kind of insect. It has 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings, which move so fast they make a buzzing noise. There are thousands of different kinds of bees, but the bees we are going to talk about in this book are honeybees. The honeybee's hairy body is covered in yellow and black stripes, warning other animals not to get too close. Female bees have a stinger at the end of their body and will use it to defend themselves and their family. Watch out! A bee sting can hurt. Have you ever been stung by a bee? Honeybees live together in big families called colonies. Can you say colony? The colony is home to the queen bee and as many as 50,000 worker bees. They build the nest, look after the young bees, and gather nectar and pollen from plants. All of the worker bees are female. There are also some male bees in the colony. They are called drones, and their job is to mate with queen bees from other hives. The mother of all the bees in the colony is the queen bee. She is about twice as big as a worker bee. The queen bee spends most of her life in the nest. Her worker daughters bring her food and groom her. In winter, they huddle around their queen to keep her warm. In summer, they fan their wings to keep her cool. A queen can live between 4 and 7 years, the longest of any bee. The worker bee will only live for 45 days, while a drone can live for twice as long. The queen lays all the eggs for the colony. Sometimes she lays as many as 1,000 eggs in a day. Each one sits in its own little part of the nest called a cell. Wild honeybees make their nests in trees or between rocks, but many bees also nest in boxes called hives, which people build for them. Wooden frames filled with lots of 6-sided wax cells hang down from the top of a hive. There are eggs in some of these cells. Others hold young bees or stores of food. The bees make the wax from their bodies. A group of wax cells is called a comb. Bee eggs hatch into small, wriggly creatures called larvae. It takes 21 days for a larva to grow into an adult bee. At first, the growing bee is fed royal jelly, a rich, sugary food by the worker bees in the nest. Later, it is fed pollen and honey from the colony's food stores. A growing queen bee gets special treatment. She is fed royal jelly the whole time she is growing up, which helps to prepare her for a life of laying eggs. When a young bee is fully grown, she leaves the cell she has been living in. Her first job is to clean it and other cells too. It's important the cells are clean so they are ready for the next group of larvae or to store food. When she is about 3 days old, the young bee begins to feed the new larvae. Then, in the 2nd week of life, her job changes. She starts building and repairing the nest and making new wax cells. When she is about 3 weeks old, the bee starts another new job. She waits near the entrance of the hive, ready to take pollen and nectar from other bees flying home who have been collecting it. She also guards the entrance, checking that all the returning bees are from her family and not looking to steal honey. Guard bees can tell if bees are from other hives by their smell, and then they attack and chase them away. When a bee is about 22 days old, she is an adult and ready to gather food. She does a few short flights to practice flying and learn to find her way home. Then she flies out in the open air to search for flowers. The bee flies from plant to plant, collecting nectar and pollen. Flower pollen is like yellow dust, and the bee carries it in parts of her back legs called pollen baskets. Nectar is a sweet liquid made by flowers. When the bee finds it, she sucks it up into an extra stomach called a honey sac. When a worker bee finds a patch of flowers full of nectar and pollen, she tells the other bees how to find it. To do this, she does a dance. First, the bee runs around in a circle. Then she cuts across the circle at an angle to show the other bees the circle or the direction they should fly in. To tell them how far away the flowers are, she waggles her body. The more she wiggles and waggles, the further the other bees know they have to go. That's really interesting, isn't it? Flowering plants need pollen from a flower of the same kind to help new plants grow. Bees can help flowers get pollen. When a bee lands on the flower, its body gets covered in pollen. When it visits the next flower, some of this pollen brushes off and pollinates the plant. Other insects, as well as birds and bats, pollinate flowers too, but bees are the most important pollinators. Without bees, many plants would not be able to produce seeds. Bees use nectar to make honey, which they store in their hive until it's time to eat. A lot of work goes into making honey, so it's important for all the bees to work together. It takes about 10 million trips out from the nest to make enough honey to fill one jar. Lots of other animals, including people, like to eat honey too. And they collect it from bees' nests. When people who keep bees do this, they always make sure to leave enough honey for the bees to eat. Do you like to eat honey? Sometimes a bee colony gets too big. When this happens, the queen may leave the nest with all the older workers and drones in a big group called a swarm. Workers, called scouts, look for a place to make a new nest. When they have found one, their queen and the other bees join them. In the old nest, a new queen hatches. She mates with drones from other hives and starts to lay eggs to build up the colony again. We need bees to pollinate our plants, and we love the honey that they make. But bees don't need humans. Wild bees can build their own nests. We can, though, provide bees with a cozy hive home, and in return take some of their honey. During the summer months, bees make more honey than they need. When looking in the hive, the beekeeper must wear protective clothing and be very careful. Bees are not dangerous, but they will defend their hive. A beekeeper's job is to look after the bees and watch for any signs of disease while disturbing the hive as little as possible. Honeybees are in trouble. There's much less grassland and far fewer wildflower meadows than ever before, so it's harder for bees to gather the nectar and pollen they need. Bees are also harmed by the chemicals that farmers spray on their fields to kill the other bugs. You and your family can help by planting flowers in your garden and leaving wild spaces, or by planting seeds in areas of wasteland to make bee-friendly spaces. Buy local honey to support the beekeepers in your area and tell people how important bees are to all of us. Bees matter, and the more people speak up for them, the more likely it is that they will be protected. What a really good, informative book. Did you learn something new about bees today? I learned that bees dance. I didn't know that before. Okay, so an activity we're going to do during our Zoom meeting today, you will need this bee picture that I drew and printed out for everyone. We are going to do a game with dice. If you miss our Zoom meeting, that's okay. You're going to use your die and you're going to roll it. And the number of dots on the die that you roll is how many stripes you're going to give each bee. So if I rolled the number 2, how many stripes is this bee going to get? 2. And if I rolled 4, how many stripes is this bee going to get? 4. Good job. So that's what we're going to do today during our Zoom meeting. For our craft today, you need these 2 things. What does this look like? Does it look like a tie? Now, I know not all daddies wear a tie to work, but the tie is going to be our craft for our Father's Day card. So you need the tie that's all decorated, and then you need this one. And this one says, my dad. And then there's some questions. So we're going to talk about this in a second. The first thing I want you to do is flip over to the white side, and you can draw a picture, or you could color. You could do anything you want right here. The next thing is that if you can write, excellent. Maybe mommy needs to write the answers down on a separate piece of paper so you can copy them. But we're going to ask questions like, my dad's job. What does your daddy do? If you know what your daddy does, you can write it on this line right here. My favorite thing to do with my dad. So I want you to think about what your favorite thing to do with your dad is. Maybe it's playing. Maybe it's going to the park or the playground. Maybe it's hanging out and watching your favorite movie. I want to know what your favorite thing to do with your dad is. My dad's superpower. So I want to know one thing about your dad that you think is so amazing that it could be a superpower. Maybe it's how much he can lift. Maybe he's really strong. Maybe he's really kind and he does really nice things for other people. So I want you to think about all the really cool and amazing things your dad does and pick which one is his superpower. I love dad more than, what do you love your dad more than? I love my dad more than cookies, more than ice cream, more than playing soccer, and I love playing soccer. So those are some things I could write in there. What do you love your dad more than? My dad always laughs when? What is something that makes your dad laugh all the time? Let's think about that one. I want you to write that answer in there. And then I love my dad because. This answer could be anything. It could be just because he's your dad, or it could be because he plays with you, or because he does nice things for you. I want you to think about what he does every day that makes you love him. So I want you to write your answers in here or get mommy to help you write the answers in here. And then we're going to put the 2 things together, and you can either staple them with mommy's help or glue them. You decide. And then if you have some ribbon, you can thread some ribbon through here and make daddy a tie card for Father's Day. So that is our craft for today. All right, let's do the magic box. All right, so, I'm going to think of some questions I could ask. I could ask, what color is it? It is silver and kind of pinkish red. What do you do with it? I pick things up with it. So it's silver and pinkish red, and I pick things up with it. What other questions could I ask? Oh, does it smell? No, it doesn't smell. Does it taste like anything? It probably doesn't taste very good because it's not meant for eating. So it's silver and pinkish red. I pick things up with it. It doesn't smell, and it's not for eating. Where does it live? It would live inside a container in Miss Tracy's classroom. So we use it at school. What do you pick up with it? You can pick up anything with it, pretty much. If I was to pick something up with it, I might pick up things in our sensory bin, or I might pick up things at one of our table time activities. Okay, so it's silver and pinkish red. I pick things up with it, mostly in our sensory bin. It doesn't smell and it doesn't taste like anything. What could it be? Do you have any guesses? I bet you all know because we all use these at preschool. If you guess that inside my magic box was a set of tongs to use for picking things up at preschool. Oh, I can't pick up my pen. There we go, got my pen. You would be right. These ones are fun because they look like little hands, but I have lots of different ones. All right. That's all I have for you today. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, so let's get out our working hands. All day long we worked and played, worked and played, worked and played. All day long we worked and played, and now our day is done. Wave goodbye to all your friends, all your friends, all your friends. Wave goodbye to all your friends until we meet again. Bye, friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi. Are you going to say bye? Bye.